Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports and the conversations you want to hear from your favorite sports icons and athletes. I'm Laura Liman. In tonight's game plan, we break down Game 3 of the Lakers Suns showdown, as well as the rest of today's playoff games with some fearless forecasts from our guest analysts Troy Reich and James Laput. Then, our national athletes get their COVID-19 vaccines in preparation for the upcoming Tokyo Olympics and the 2021 Southeast Asian Games. And Harvey Gayoso and Stefan Schruck take us inside the game of the Philippine Azkals and their preparations for the upcoming FIFA World Cup and AFC Asian Cup qualifiers. Later this show, my co-host Paulo Del Rosario will be joining us. But for now, our national athletes bound for the Tokyo Olympics and the 2021 Southeast Asian Games have received their COVID-19 vaccines today. Over 500 athletes, coaches, support staff, and media got their Sinovac jab at a hotel in Manila. The Tokyo Olympics is scheduled to happen from July 23 to August 8, while the SEA Games is set to take place in Hanoi, Vietnam from November 21 to December 2nd. We also bring you updates now on our Gilas 3x3 team competing in the FIBA 3x3 Olympic qualifying tournament happening in Graz, Austria. Our national squad showed gallant efforts against highly ranked teams Slovenia and Qatar last Wednesday, and Dominican Republic earlier this evening. The Gilas Pilipinas 3x3, composed of Joshua Monzon, CJ Perez, Mo Tautua, and Santi Santillan, will be showcasing the trademark Puso battle cry one last time against ranked 10 France tonight at 7:55 p.m. Manila time. Of course, you can support our Gilas Pilipinas 3x3 squad by watching their games through the official Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas Facebook page. Now, after the break, Harvey Gayoso and Stefan Schruck take us inside the game of the Philippine Azkals and their preparations for the upcoming FIFA World Cup and AFC Asian Cup qualifiers. Stay tuned, you're watching The Game.
Welcome back to the game. I'm Paulo Del Rosario. Now on to the NBA. Let's head on over to the Staples Center with the Lakers hosting the Suns in Game 3 of the first round playoff showdown. LeBron James getting ready for this one, as well as Chris Paul. Chris Paul and the Suns trying to get one back here. CP3 drawing first blood with a smooth mid-range jumper. On the other side, Kyle Kuzma with a great setup for Anthony Davis. Now LeBron James joining in on the action. Alley-oop to Andre Drummond. But of course, Chris Paul, he'll answer back as he always does. Right back at him with a lob to DeAndre Ayton. But from this point on, the King will start to take over. Here he is with a strong driving finish. And the King just keeps on going. Drives baseline this time and slams it home. The Lakers, just too big, just too strong with the brow, with the rebound and the putback. LeBron once again gets the hoop and the harm in the fourth. And finally, we're saying his name a lot, but LeBron gets that tough one to finish. What did Jay Crowder do to him? Lakers take Game 3, 109-95. Now let's take a look at the rest of the results from the rest of today's games. The Bucks now lead 3-0 over the Miami Heat, 113-84, while the Nuggets edge one out over the Portland Trailblazers. Nikola Jokic playing big in that one. Again, continued domination there for the Bucks, and Denver finding a way to eke that one out. Now joining us tonight to break down today's games are a couple of our favorite pairs on the show. Former De La Salle Green Archer James, the Project Laput, and former NU Bulldog Troy Reich. Soon to see action in the PBA. Guys, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Paolo. Thanks for having us.
How's it going?
Hi, guys. Thanks for joining us. All right, why don't we start by that game that Paolo was talking about earlier. We know that Laker fans are happy today. LeBron James and Anthony Davis with another big game and a big win over the Suns. But what did you guys think about the performance? I mean, are you Laker fans, or James, do you want to start?
I mean, I'm a Laker fan over here. Well, I'm a LeBron fan, okay? Yeah. But let's just say it right now. That was a dirty play by Devin Booker. Straight out of the gate. I'm saying it right there.
Okay.
The Filipino standards.
Yeah.
Filipino standards. That was a dirty play. And I mean, I'm saying it now. Lakers going to win. Lakers in 5. All right. They lost the first game. Lakers in 5.
So Lakers in 5, that's a big statement considering just how close some of the other games were. Troy, looking at this one, Chris Paul obviously not healthy, but do you think that they got a shot? Can Devin Booker elevate to another level to get another one over the Lakers?
Yeah, I mean, first I got to give a shout out to my guy, CP3, former Demon Deacon, just trying hard out there. He's obviously not fully healthy, but he's playing through it, not making a big scene of it, which is more than I can say for some players on the other team. But they have a chance for sure. It's going to be tough, like I said, without CP3 being fully healthy. But Devin Booker is legit. I mean, if anything, that's what I've taken away from this series.
All right, well, you guys mentioned a couple of superstars there, so I can't help to think about Nikola Jokic and Damian Lillard on the other side of the field, and their showdown with the Nuggets coming out on top. What do you guys think of that matchup? James?
Man, I mean, Nikola Jokic is my guy. He's the MVP of the league right now this season. I mean, props to Steph Curry, but, with the better record, it goes to Jokic. And, going against Damian Lillard, by rights, the Portland Trailblazers should be destroying the Denver Nuggets backcourt. Mm-hmm. I mean, the guys at Denver, they're picking it up. They're playing team ball. And, I think Denver's going to win that series. It's going to be a good one, but they're going to win.
Well, I don't know about that because we all know that Damian Lillard can just suddenly explode and he will be unstoppable. And I think a lot of people are still waiting for that. Troy, are you one of those guys expecting a Damian Lillard explosion in the next few games?
Yeah, definitely. Damian Lillard, he's from the Bay Area, so always got to root for him. But I think we'll continue to see Damian Lillard play well. I just don't think it'll be enough. The Nuggets, they've lost Jamal Murray. The emergence of Michael Porter Jr. has really been impressive.
Yeah. Well, just a reminder to all the NBA fans out there, these two teams are actually, pretty banged up out there in terms of the pieces around them, both Denver and Portland. But, James, looking at the looking at what Jokic is doing, you called him your MVP, and he probably will end it at the end of the day. Do you feel that despite all of the hurt around him at the moment, that they have what it takes to go maybe all the way to the Western Conference Finals once again?
All the way to the Western Conference Finals? I think not. Okay? I don't think that's happening. I think the Lakers will beat the Suns, and I believe that once the Lakers face up against the Nuggets, it's just going to be a win right there. They don't have Murray. They do not have Murray, and Jokic is pulling all the strings right now. I mean, there's only so much one big man can do, and he can't guard Anthony Davis.
Absolutely.
No offense to Jokic, but he can't guard him.
Well, that's an interesting take. And actually, if you will allow me to do this, we're going to bring up some of their takes that they actually put on paper. We're going to take a look at the project here in terms of his bracket challenge here. And of course, I haven't seen this before, and I can't wait for them to bring it out because I normally have violent takes with regards to whether or not they eliminate my Utah Jazz early. So let's see whether or not that will be the case. And as we're bringing it out here, Troy, my question to you is so far, who do you feel is the most disappointing team throughout this entire process? And Troy, we're actually going to bring yours out first. And looking at what we have here, you also have Denver coming out on top. I don't think that's a big surprise. You have Milwaukee getting it in 5. And I don't know if you're a prophet or not, but that might happen. Troy, what was your thought on that particular matchup between Milwaukee and Miami that you're almost going to get it all right here?
Yeah, I have to say I'm pretty impressed. The games today went exactly to plan how I predicted it. In terms of Miami, I mean, they're my number 2 team during the bubble last year, how they played. But just this whole season, they've been off. And it's pretty clear they just don't really have it in this series. Milwaukee's taking it personal after last year. So, yeah, I just don't think they have it this year, unfortunately. I don't know what happened.
And Troy, does this have anything to do with Zion? I mean, are you a Zion fan?
Well, sorry, Lau. Looking at this bracket, mind if I jump in one more time? Troy, I can't help but notice that you also have Brooklyn and Philly meeting in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I think that's a matchup a lot of people have pegged for that to happen. But James, on that, looking at Philly and Brooklyn, he has Brooklyn going into the finals. Do you feel that this is the most probable one? And as we're going to bring up your bracket in just a while.
I mean, you'll see what happens on my bracket,
right.
But I don't have Brooklyn going to the finals. I do have them in the Eastern Conference Finals versus Philly. Pretty much the whole Eastern side, Troy and I have the exact same bracket minus the finals. So,
I'm looking at it right now, Troy's picks, and I'm interested to see yours here. There you go. We finally have it here. You have Philly progressing to the finals, and looking at that particular matchup, Lau, I think you had something to ask about Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid in particular, with Philly coming out on top, according to James.
Well, actually, before that, James, I kind of think, I don't know if I would call your picks controversial, but a lot of people have the Nets up there just because, they're the team that we've been talking about all season. Why did you pick Philly over them? I mean, that might shock a lot of people.
Just from a basketball player standpoint, I mean, James Harden, right, in the playoffs. Okay, let's be honest. Okay, right now he's had the opportunity with Houston, and each time he hasn't showed up in the playoffs. And then you got Kyrie. He's not in the right state of mind with a couple of things, especially with this season. So if he can change that around in the playoffs, so be it. But as of now, it's really just the KD and Kyrie show. But we got to hope that Kyrie becomes consistent. But on the other hand, you got Philly, and they got a great pickup in Danny Green, and of course the coach Doc Rivers. So they've got the pieces. Of course, they also have Dwight Howard coming up the bench. So they have the pieces and they're rolling. They got their rhythm going. And to be honest, in the East, they have the best matchups against the Nets. So if the Nets are in the right state of mind, then yeah, they'd win it. But historically speaking, it's going to be, I think Philly's going to come out on top.
Well,
simply because of the coaching.
James, I'm looking. I like how you're approaching it, talking about the mind games and all of that. But Troy, look, I want you to come with me on this one and try to dissect James' pick here. So he has Utah
Oh, I'm
losing to
ready.
Dallas in 7, and Dallas going up and losing against the Lakers in 5. My question is that why does James disrespect Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, and why does he feel that they can take down the Jazz in 7 but then lose to LA in 5? He did not just disrespect Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, and at the same time he also disrespected Luka Doncic. What is up with that, Troy?
I mean, even more than that, he's disrespecting our national pride, Jordan Clarkson.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
if for anything,
Oh,
you gotta
rookie
root for that
mistake.
guy.
Rookie mistake.
I like Dallas. I mean, Luka Magic is real for sure, but I mean, you just got to look at really who else is on his team. He doesn't have, I think, the help he needs yet. I think he's going to be special, but it's not their year this year. So for me, I mean, Utah, that team plays together. They're well coached. So I got to go with them. I'm gonna slightly disagree with James here. So
Okay.
but we'll see what happens.
I vehemently disagree with James, but looking at this, you have LA and Philly in the finals. Now about James, and I don't think that's a controversial pick. Lau, when you talk, we're always going to talk about LeBron, and I'm sure we're looking at all these other superstar games and thinking that this could be one of the most exciting races yet.
That's right, Pound. Congratulations for keeping your reaction not that violent, because usually he's a lot worse, guys. So this is pretty good of him today. But thank you so much for those insights. We really appreciate it. And we'll have to have you back on the show to check if your predictions were accurate.
Sure.
So thanks, guys.
Thank
Now, when we
you.
return, our national athletes get their COVID-19 vaccines in preparation for the upcoming Tokyo Olympics and the 2021 Southeast Asian Games. And we'll also be showing Inside the Game with Carlo Pamantuan. All that and more when the game returns.
All right, thank you very much for joining me, Harvey and Shrocky, live from Qatar for their training camp. Shrock, I'm going to start with you. How was your trip? How was the period leading up to this training camp? Were you as excited as all the Philippine fans were hearing that you guys are going to train in Qatar to get ready for your challenge in China?
Thanks for having us. You look 2 years older during the pandemic, I have to say. Now, the travel was nice. We are happy and very excited that we finally get together again for this World Cup qualifiers. And we're working on some masterpiece here once the ball gets rolling.
Well, I'm going to go on and talk to the nicer member of this call, Harvey. Obviously, you being a part of this setup, you are one of two homegrown Filipino talents in this squad. How does it feel knowing that you're part of this talented squad from all over the world? And what does that mean for homegrown Filipinos, knowing that there is still a pathway to it, even if we're getting talent from all over the world?
I mean, there's a lot of credit that goes to what we do in the grassroots, especially in the Philippines with Azkals development team. It's a big step for Philippine football, especially because we are getting a lot of talented Filipinos coming from all around the world now. And it's exciting to know that the steps that we are making here in our local scene is also paying off with examples like me and Diano.
Of course, of course. And Shraki, old man, looking at this squad that we have, there are a lot of new faces. So many names that probably the casual Filipino fans haven't heard of. But then when you heard that they were coming in, how did you feel in particular, and what do you think they're going to add to this squad?
Well, first of all, we have a big pool, a very, very big pool. It's very hard for the coaches to decide who to bring, who to call up. It's pandemic, and not all leagues are running. Some decisions are hard for the coaches to make because of the quality we have in the Philippines, with Philippine passport holders coming in left and right from Germany, from all over the world, and it's exciting. We have big names coming in with Garrett Holtman and Obermeyer and Jesper Nyholm proving their worth in European top leagues. We have Harvey and Mar joining us from the ADT team. They deserve a lot of credit for what they have done and what steps they took in the last 2 years. And we have the veterans and all in all, we have a very, very good mix. I think it's the biggest and the best lineup in terms of names.
Harvey, are there any guys in particular you're eager to link up with again, train with again, or guys you're scared of on the field? I'm thinking about Shrocky, but I don't know if that's the case. But so, is there anyone you're excited to meet on the training pitch very soon?
Of course, Kuya Shrocky is one of them. You idolize the guy. I idolize the guy. I've idolized the guy ever since before. I watched him play and compete for the national team ever since. So it's nice to be able to play with him again, coming from the SEA Games competition that we've had. Neil Etheridge is another guy. Of course, he represents the country playing in the EPL. So it's great to know that I'll be able to play with him again. Overall, it's just to play with these guys, these talented players coming from all around the world.
Well, Harvey, you're now part of a team that is building probably one of the more famous results in recent memory. It feels like it was a while back, which was that draw against China. But then knowing that you're part of a group trying to create more history for the Philippines, especially in this type of arena, how can you tell me a bit more about your personal development, trying to make sure that you are up to scratch when it comes to all these big names coming in?
Well, ever since my opportunity in Suzuki Cup, when I was able to experience training with the Azkals, it has always pushed me to get stronger and to get bigger and to get better. So that has always pushed me, especially when we were competing in the PFL, when we were playing with the likes of the Ott brothers and the Ott brothers and Kuya Shrocky and OJ Porteria and all the big names of Philippine football. It pushed me to be able to compete and to get to the next level. So being able to be called back here, of course, it's redemption time for me as well.
Absolutely. And Shrocky, you mentioned it a while ago that the team in general as a whole is building a masterpiece here to bring into this China bubble, this China tournament. And what do you think the team needs to do to make sure that you guys step it up another level and maybe get the 3 points against China, maybe excel and prove everyone wrong, or show the world really that the Philippines football is still on the up?
That's probably a question Coach Scott can answer better than me. He is in and out over the books, over video, over everything the past 4 months. I'm very grateful that he's involving me a lot in his thoughts, in his process of bringing football to the next level and excel the expectations of the country and of the nation. He's working literally 24 hours. Sometimes I wonder if there is no time difference to Manila, because I get messages late night, early morning, afternoon, and close to dinner. So he's all over bringing football to the better level. And in terms of the names, in terms of the mixture we have in this squad, I'm absolutely convinced that we will pull off a very, very big surprise in China, and hopefully get all the people more interested in football again.
Harvey, a message to the fans in the Philippines, especially for those excited about the matches that you guys are about to partake in.
This is definitely going to be the best opportunity to watch us because we don't have to wait long anymore. We have 3 games coming to you in a span of 2 weeks, so it's the best opportunity to find time and to watch. Of course, in a safe distance from everybody else. And of course, we've got the talent, we've got the names, we've got a lot of new names, and we've got the guidance of Mr. Neil Etheridge and Kuya Shraki, of course.
I like how you called him Mr. Neil Etheridge. It made him sound maybe a bit older than he is. And,
We're not as close as Kuya Shraki. Kuya Shraki and I
I don't know. Would you go up to him and call him?
I can't say Kuya Neil yet. I haven't really met him. I only met him once.
Are you gonna call him Mr. Neil when you see him?
No, but like I don't know him yet. I only met him once. I can't call him Kuya Neil yet.
It's Rocky. I'm sorry. This is the problem that you're gonna have to deal with the first few days of camp. Harvey's gonna call everyone Mister at the start of camp. I don't know how you're gonna deal with it.
No, Harvey is a very, very good kid. Very, very smart and so polite. And he's a big talent, probably the biggest one we have in the Philippines right now. And we're very happy that he made it into the lineup, and it's well deserved.
And Harvey, you know what? I am so excited to hear about your second meeting with Mr. Neil Etheridge. Let's see how that works out. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Have fun in Qatar. Good luck. We're all rooting for you, and we can't wait to see what you guys can do in China.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having us.
Be sure to catch our country's football pride, the Philippine Azkals, as they represent the nation in the upcoming FIFA World Cup and AFC Asian Cup qualifiers. The Azkals resume camp in Doha, Qatar to train until May 31 and will fly to China this June for 3 qualifying games against Guam, China, and the Maldives, respectively. And with that, we'd like to take this moment and really pay tribute to my partner, Laura Lehman. Tao has decided to, I don't know, Lau, I'll let you make the announcement here.
I don't know if there is one.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I am just going to take a break for a while from the show to enjoy married life a little. Pao, what's happening?
And
Someone's at my
of
door.
course, with that, to commemorate this moment, we have prepared you a little something, Lau, for being part
Oh my goodness.
of our show for the last 6 months. Lau is the original co-anchor of the game. My partner here, glad to have her. And, Lau, whatever's next for you, I'm sure Vaughn is going to be there beside you. And we're happy for the both of you. And I'm excited to see Vaughn wear a jersey with your last name on the back of it very, very soon.
It will happen, Pao. It will definitely happen. Thank you so much for the cake. I wasn't expecting it. Usually I keep the store locked, so I was wondering how did they come in to give it to me. But I like how it's blue.
Oh, yes. Oh, no. Okay. Well, I actually wore this very, very blue suit just for you, just because I know that you like it when Lasallians wear blue. So, again, Lau, thank you very much for joining us for the past 6 months.
Thank you, Pao. Thank you, Direct. Thank you, everyone in the studio. Mwah. I'll miss you.
Thank you, Lau. And Lau, I'll let you do the honors as we wrap things up on your final episode. This is not a permanent goodbye. This is a see you later.
Yes, that's right, everyone. Thank you for watching our show. My name is Laura Lehman, signing off.
Catch us on weeknights here on One News, One Sports, and One Sports Plus. I'm Paulo Del Rosario, and this has been The Game.